Hey, you. How are you? Yeah, you doing okay? Good. Well, I'm glad to hear it. You, been doing okay with this kind of cooler weather? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, too. It's been kind of funny. I've been seeing people coming in wearing, t-shirts and shorts, and other people coming in fully bundled up, coats over cardigans, over sweaters, over all kinds of stuff. It's been really pretty funny, I think. Some people are manifesting that fall spirit. Speaking of spirits, actually, uh, I know that I kind of called you in a bit late in the day, but I thought it was important, and I think you will too. So I figure, and plus, you're my apprentice, so kind of helps out that you are supposed to do my bidding. Um, right. So earlier today, when I was out and about, I was in the forest looking for some more uh, uncommon ingredients for some of my potions. The cooler weather, of course, leads to a lot more sniffling noses and a lot more, people who just kind of feel under the weather themselves. And so I try to keep well stocked on the medicinal potions I have, especially during this time. But when I was out and about, I noticed a certain familiar wisp in the area. And I realized through following this that there were some spirits in the woods, like undead spirits. And I don't know if you know, it's not exactly natural. I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know what they need. But, there's some restless ghosts out at the edge of town. And, well, I personally don't have a problem with them. They weren't bugging me. I know that some people can get spooked by them, and we don't need a bunch of people getting scared by, the undead. Same kind of concept with, skeletons and stuff. If they're out and about, I don't care. They're probably doing their own business. But some people will, and I don't want to be the person who has to deal with that when it gets out of hand. So, that being said, I can't communicate with them, and that's not just me being lazy or, antisocial or whatever. It's actually quite interesting. I'd go into it more if I had all my notes with me, but in essence, a long story short, when ghosts come out of their graves, whether it's because of, having been dead so long, or maybe it's because of some sort of netherworldly translation of some form, they don't speak any common human languages. And some people have written down, notes, full-on, language notes. But those tend to be a bit wishy-washy because it seems like sometimes certain words mean some things, certain words mean other. It'd be like if I were to say banana, but I actually meant door. Or maybe I meant bottle. Or maybe I meant car keys. Sure, maybe with context clues you could figure out that I wasn't saying, please open the car keys for me, but, it's hard to understand them at the best of times. But there is someone who I know who might be able to help us out. And they live in the forest. Actually, really deep into it. They are a bog mage. And they're actually my sibling. They're okay, they're really weird, but I chose to help people by moving into town and giving them remedies and stuff like that, and they chose to help people by staying as far away from civilization as possible. I think both are fine, but I need you to go out there and talk to them for me, if you don't mind. I do it myself, but you can't run the store as well as I can. I mean, you're doing a really good job, like, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I've been working here for years. I know, like, all the nooks and crannies of this place. I practically made this place, and I did put all the stuff here. So, to keep you from having to, panic when someone comes in asking for an eye-changing wand or something, or, I don't know, something weird, and you have no idea where it is. That's what I'm getting at. I figure I can stay here, watch over the shop, and you can go talk to them and see if they can maybe help us out. They know lots of different spells and stuff. They're very, very wise. And so I figure that maybe they can, cast something on you or give you a charm that lets you speak with the undead, and we can figure out what's going on. We can find out what they need. We can find out, why they're here, how to get them out, how to keep them from causing a huge scene and then throwing the entire town into disarray. So, before I continue, can you do that for me? Please. Like, again, I do it myself, but I know how to watch over this place better than you do, and talking to my siblings, just talking to my sibling. Like, you're great with people, too, so, like, that's a bonus. I mean, I'm sure they'd be happy to do whatever I ask because we're related, but you can just tell them that I'm asking. So, it's not that big of a deal. Please. Okay, great. Glad to hear it. Well, cool. Not gonna lie, kind of expected you to say no. I'm glad you didn't, but I kind of expected you to. Well, with that out of the way, I do have some swag for you. Yeah, the place where they live, again, it's like a bog in the middle of the forest. It's way out there. It's like a 2-mile walk. It's pretty dangerous. So I figured what I could do is give you some supplies to make it a little less dangerous. So, with that out of the way, are you ready to hear the epic swag I have for you? I will be expecting it back once you're done with this trip. Okay, cool. So, first, I have the pollen of Pyrus. It comes from the Pyrus plant, which I think I've shown you before. But do you know how it got its name? Yeah, exactly. So, all you have to do when you want to use this is just sprinkle a little on like paper or some leaves, some dried leaves, preferably. And then all you have to do is take a stick, hammer, I don't care, just don't use your hands, and give it a good little thwack. Strike it, and the pollen will ignite. It doesn't last very long. It's very short-lived, and it's, barely even a spark from what the naked eye can see. But it's very, very powerful. And it is powerful enough to, even just a few little sprinkles of it, start a fire or light a torch. So whatever you have need of this for, you're welcome to use it. I don't expect the pollen back, obviously. It's a consumable resource. But with that one out of the way, just gonna set it over here. There we go. Next up, what I have for you is the Mask of Friendly Faces. Now, I know you've been eyeing this one a couple times in the shop. It's got a really pretty design on it. I actually, personally, this is one of my favorites. So, please try not to get it dirty or broken or anything like that. But, usually I loan this out to people for just a couple days. Or give them a little demonstration. It's kind of one of those fun parlor tricks that you can do. But, this beautiful mask, whenever you're wearing it, will make other people believe that you are a friend of theirs, if they don't already. It doesn't make you, look like someone else. It doesn't make you seem like, someone they actually know. I'm not going to mistake you for someone if you wear it. But it generally gives them, a better disposition about you. Animals and, monsters don't tend to fall into the same effects. But, sometimes they have interesting side effects. But, generally speaking, if you're trying to get a python or something to like you, it's gonna be a different story. But yeah, that's this. And again, it's really pretty, so take good care of it. Next, we have the Companion's Compass. At least that's what I like to call it. I made this for my sibling and me a long time ago. And, basically, I have one and they have one. And they point to each other. They don't work like normal compasses. They literally just point at each other. So, if you, are trying to get a hold of which way is north, this won't help, but this will keep you on track. And usually I keep mine at my house. But I thought this might help you out. So, set that right there as well. Let's see. These are the second to last thing I have for you. These are the Traveler's Gloves. I usually keep these under lock and key because they can be used for a lot of mischief. So I don't want people to just have them. But when you're wearing them, like this, you've got both of them on. I won't put them both on for obvious reasons. And you mimic like a tugging motion, like you're trying to mime pulling on a rope. They will magically teleport you up to 60 feet in the direction that you're kind of making the gesture towards. So, usually you get a bit disoriented when this happens. People who use this really commonly can sometimes kind of push through that disorientation because they're used to it, but teleportation does usually leave you a bit confused and dazed. So I don't advise it for, regular just walking around. But if you get into danger, or if there's a gap or something, like I don't know, if there's a bridge out over a river or something, you can probably get up to this side just fine. So that is the Traveler's Gloves. And finally, I'm not going to get it out for you just yet, because it's a bit heavy. But I do have a special plant for you. Now, my sibling has a friend partner, companion thing. They have a harpy that lives around their house. So, are you familiar with what focus ferns are? Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. They're pretty rare around these parts. Further up north, they're pretty common, but basically, it's just a nice little fern that helps clear your mind, and it nullifies enchantments that are placed upon you. So, usually people use it to, in the places where it's more abundant, help people who are studying, or, they might be placed in libraries. But because they're so rare down here, I don't tend to use them for much. I actually usually donate any I find to the local greenhouses, just to make sure that we don't run out of them all here. But I borrowed one for you that will help you not fall under the harpy spell. So, I'll get that for you tomorrow. Obviously, I know it's late, and I don't want you wandering the forest super late at night. And with that being said, I know that you should probably be going so you can prepare. Maybe bring a change of clothes if you want, just in case you fall into mud or something. If you have any other magical items you want to pick up tomorrow before you go, that's great. I'm going to pack all these up in a little bag for you so you can take it with you. I have a few in mind, but I'll leave that for you to find out tomorrow. As it is right now, you can go ahead and just head home, get some relaxation in, and if you need anything, just tell me. And, yeah, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow if possible, but whenever you wake up, if you need some more time to rest. I get it. I don't think that this situation will escalate too greatly just because you took an extra hour to sleep. So, I'll see you tomorrow. You'll be all packed and ready to go. And you can go see my sibling and let them know I need their help. And with any luck, it should be a one-day journey. Everything should go perfectly fine. Alright, I will see you later. Take care.